This is the news in brief from the United Nations. On the fourth day of the COP26 summit in Glasgow, the UN Environment Agency has urged countries to spend much more on adaptation measures so that they can withstand damage and limit destruction from climate shocks. Leading the appeal from the UN Environment Programme, Executive Director Inga Anderson said that as the world looks to step up efforts to cut greenhouse gas emissions, which still aren't strong enough, it must also dramatically up its game to adapt to climate change. Impacts such as wildfires, droughts and flooding will be with us for decades to come, she noted. According to a new UNEP report, adaptation costs are likely to reach close to $300 billion a year by the end of the decade. The UN agency also said that countries are not using COVID-19 recovery investment to support projects to withstand climate emergencies, since only a small portion of the $16.7 trillion stimulus measures has been spent on adaptation. To Afghanistan now, and a stark warning from the UN Migration Agency IOM, which said on Thursday that ongoing conflict, grinding poverty and climate-related emergencies have pushed the country to the brink of collapse. People are broke and broken, said IOM Director General Antonio Vitorino after returning from a two-day visit to the country. He said that more than half the population is struggling to eat, malnutrition is reaching dramatic levels, especially for many children, and over more than 8 in 10 people contacted by the agency had lost their jobs and livelihoods. Millions are now living in inadequate shelters with limited access to basic services, including sanitation and healthcare, Mr. Vitorino said, adding that 5.5 million people are now internally displaced inside Afghanistan. This includes more than 670,000 who've been forced to leave their homes this year, 60% of whom are children. Staying with Afghanistan, UN Children's Fund UNICEF said that 9 members of one family have died after an explosive remnant of war detonated inside a home in the northern city of Kunduz. The victims included 4 girls and 2 boys, while 3 other children were injured in the blast, the UN agency said on Thursday. Reportedly, one of the children unknowingly brought the unexploded device into the home after finding it in the field next to their house, possibly to play with or in the hope of selling it, said Alice Akunga, UNICEF acting representative in Afghanistan. She said that the incident underlined the urgent need to clear explosive ordnance and sensitise communities to the risks. More than 460 children were killed because of the conflict in Afghanistan in the first 6 months of the year before the Taliban takeover on the 15th of August, according to UNICEF. Daniel Johnson, UN News.